Like I said, it would not be a TikTok, or I'm sorry, it would not be I'm getting a weird echo. Can you guys hear me? All right. Oh, okay. We're no longer live on Instagram. I was getting a really weird delay. It would not be a live stream on the Shut the Front Door podcast if I did not have a technical difficulty to start. Anyways, everybody, welcome back to the Shut the Front Door podcast, brought to you by Harvey, Goodman, Realtor, the Real Talk About Real Estate podcast. And this morning we have Lindsay Maynard joining us, all about the fun TikTok ban and where we go from here as far as social media marketing. And, oh, good Lord, this is going to be a logistic, if you don't mind, shit show of our future. Hopefully we have someone in the comments give us your thoughts about how this is going to impact not just our lives, but your daily life, because it has consumed so many people as far as like TikTok is like taken over.
Yeah, not just in real estate, in every business, small businesses especially, and so it's going to be quite a change. For us in real estate, it's just one less social media app or platform that we now have to try and tackle.
Yeah.
And maybe we don't have to dance so much on Instagram. You know?
Well, it helps us in a way because we don't have to manage so many things. And like you said, the dances. And you might have to get a little bit closer to your microphone to hear.
And just the trends in general. You know, every social media platform has their own trends, and the algorithm likes specific things. And so. Yeah,
so it's just one less place to manage stuff because our job requires us, basically every day that we wake up, we are unemployed. We have to go find new people. And in
always prospecting.
Right, correct. And it's not like we want to sell, like, you know, I've always told people I've never sold a house in my entire career. Houses sell themselves. I need to sell myself more. Knowledgeable, likable, and trustworthy are the three tenants that we need to. But again, I could be the most knowledgeable real estate agent, the most knowledgeable realtor the world has ever seen. If people don't know me, I don't get hired.
And if they don't like you on TikTok,
right? So
it's dancing right.
So it's funny that some of the most successful agents are the ones that market themselves better than they market their homes because of like some of the social media. Because it's a free billboard. Mm-hmm. So when this kind of stuff happens, there's a local inspector. Hopefully, Charlie pops up. He's been on the podcast several times, but he went viral. Yeah. He had like multi-million views off of one of his TikToks, and like everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, I know some other local people that this is going to impact drastically who have bought homes because of TikTok, because of the money that they're making off of TikTok, or also grown their business exponentially, and the largest portion of their business comes from their TikTok following. So it's going to have huge impacts, across just even the Ohio Valley,
Yeah, making money if they're making money off of TikTok, I'm in the wrong field. That's I've always wanted to make money off of social media.
It's because you didn't have the right grooves on there.
No, it's because I have a face made for radio. Is really what it is. But speaking of goals, in trying to get monetized, you can see the YouTube sub goal. If you're watching now on Facebook, I just canceled the Instagram feed because it was looping back. But we're up to 334. The goal was supposed to be 400 by Memorial Day, so we should be easily ahead of that if everything is growing.
Yeah, maybe you guys might even double it.
Let's hope so. We're gonna have to reset it again. But so I never really used TikTok too much. I used it to like edit content, but I know that you were using it quite a bit early on, or you had brought it to the company for some of your marketing ideas.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of listing walkthroughs and stuff. I did a lot of small business shout outs, highlights, and here locally, just to help spread the word and to be fun. I wasn't on there dancing, doing too much craziness. I probably could have gone viral. I did have my biggest, my most viral video, I guess you could say, got 80,000 views, but I put a pumpkin on my head. Had my kids, doing a Halloween, a fun Halloween TikTok. So so I guess I did get a little out there.
Did you?
Put the pumpkin on my head.
I think the most views I've ever got would be in the single thousands. So 80,000 is even tremendous. So
they were people from across the world, probably just laughing at all of us here in America.
And so I never did any of the dance trends, anything else. You don't want to see me try to dance. Like I said, it's not a maybe I would probably go viral if I did one, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah. I guess that's why I didn't push the pumpkin head and didn't get on too many of the dance trends and stuff, because it's just not even so much of my personality. It's it's pushing the limits there. So I didn't want to not be myself, just for the views. I'm not gonna do ridiculous things just for views. The Halloween pumpkin really.
There's no such
was
thing
my
as bad
limit.
press. Not in 2025.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's cancel culture coming about that we've seen that
Oh, geez.
bad press can,
Yeah.
maybe not be something you want to sit with 10 years down the road.
I've been thrown in Facebook jail more times for seemingly no like I'm a harmless guy. I don't do anything, but I'll make a post about like someone stole gas out of my car one day or something. It was like a few years ago, and I said, if I catch you, I'm gonna break your hands. Being stupid. Like I'm not really gonna.
Yeah.
And then they banned me. Like I was off of Facebook for 3 days for something so subtle. Speaking of which, the guy or Mark Zuckerberg saying that he was not banning free speech. And now comes back and says we're no longer going to ban free speech, which I thought was
that was good.
I saw that this
I
morning.
haven't watched the whole Joe Rogan with him, but I need to.
Yeah.
I've heard it's.
Now, was he on Rogan's podcast?
Yeah.
Was he? Okay.
Recently, I think so.
Yeah, I need to check that out. No, I just saw a meme of it earlier today because I knew that they canceled the fact-checking stuff, which was so. There's a lot changing very quickly, mainly probably because of this incoming administration. So it's going to be like the new Wild West, the new frontier. One of the pieces of advice that I give to people, especially, is you can't believe anything on the internet. If you're watching this podcast right now, don't believe me or Lindsay. Don't believe us until you vet who we are.
Right.
So many people just fall into this category of what you see is all there is, and they just go with the first thing that's in front of them. It's shocking to me how many clients that we come in contact with because of our sphere of influence, but they don't ask questions that, okay, no one has ever asked me for my graduating GPA. No one's ever asked me for, my qualifications, how many houses that I sold at. Maybe some, but I couldn't feed my family.
I haven't had those questions since my first year of real estate. Everybody wanted to know right early on, but I think it came about confidence, and now people can just tell. They don't need to necessarily ask me how many transactions I've done. They can just tell by communicating with me. But yeah, I do think not enough people ask enough questions, in real estate. And so just recently, this past year, that some new laws have gone into place in our industry, and we're now required to contract with our buyers prior to showing them any properties. And I'm shocked at the way people will just sign them and not know, or go try to see a house with us after they've already seen a house with somebody else, and they don't know what they signed at all, with that other person.
And to be thorough, some people hate the change. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful change in the industry that probably needed to happen sooner than. So what we're talking about is when you have to go see a house now, when you want to go see a house now, if you're going to go with an agent, you are now contractually required, like a federal law. This is on the books. You have to sign a buyer representation agreement that says this person is going to handle your showing, your schedule, whatever. You're going to represent you as a buyer. It's almost like signing a listing agreement, but except as a buyer side.
Yeah, I explain it to people like a contractor, if they're going to come in and do work to your house, and so that both parties know what's expected and how things are going to pan out, and the time frame, to how long we're going to work for them, and what they can expect from us too.
So in order to see a house then, and we get pushback on this all the time because I don't like asking for people to sign stuff when I first meet them any more than I like being asked for my number at Bed Bath & Beyond or wherever I'm buying something. Like, here, what's your email address? Yeah, trust me, I get it. As much as we have to do it, I hate it just as much as you do. But these are laws, and we're required. If you sign an agreement with someone that you just blindly went in because you wanted to see one house, and this person is now, I want to say that you're stuck with them, but they can kind of hold your feet to the fire for a little bit just because you saw a post on you saw someone dancing on TikTok, and you went and called about that property. Okay. If that's what I would never go to an accountant or a dentist or a lawyer or like any professional level field without doing some extra due diligence.
Right.
But it happens all the time.
It does, yeah. So many people in real estate have blown up because of social media, and it's a whole different line of work too. Just because you can present things nicely on social media doesn't mean you actually have the real skill or are going to be the best negotiator, or maybe even have your focus on real estate itself,
Right. Well, we just said it before. It's when people hire us as a listing agent, they want us to sell the sizzle, not the steak. The house will sell itself. So we need to create the demand, the buzz around a property. So, I did a video, AI, wrote an entire song about one of our listings over in.
Yeah, that was fun.
Right. So little stuff like that, we try to have fun with. But No, it's those that can come up with that creative marketing, and now this is
Yeah.
a significant blow to a lot of people because that was their platform.
Yeah, and it was a great way to drive demand. You know, is what we do as real estate agents, so that we can sell the property for the most money as fast as possible. To drive that demand, you know, those listing walkthroughs, and TikTok was great for that. I wasn't out there doing trendy dances, but I used to show things that were more unique to properties, especially our local area, the historic properties and whatnot. And people really liked that stuff, you know. It created demand behind a house that without that might not get much interest at all, just based off the MLS photos and, you know, what we can do with just the MLS. So.
Right. Yeah, specifically some of those, you know, like you said, historic properties, they're so photogenic that, yeah, I mean, it always creates a decent buzz.
Sometimes they're not so photogenic overall, but when you really
Yeah.
hone into the smaller details, you know, there's some real value there to a lot of people that might miss it when you're just looking overall.
Yeah, the amount of people that come through and say, "Oh, this is nothing like the pictures." Well,
Yeah.
neither is my. Have you seen my business card?
Yeah.
I used to have. I need to update my business card. By the way, I think my headshot on my business card is. When did I get my license? 2013.
Yeah.
It's going on 12 years. So I gotta get an
I always
update.
appreciate those.
What's that?
I always love when
Well,
somebody's
you don't age at all, so you're fine.
Well, not yet. I mean, you know, I mean, we're still early on the first half of my career here, but yeah, I always like when you see those agents with like the glamour shots from way back when. If I had one from back when, I think I'd bring it back.
I should pull up my
postcard.
I should pull up my headshot.
Or my
right?
business card.
Yeah.
TikTok's going down. I'm gonna bring the glamour shot back to the business.
I'm gonna go get my senior photo one day, and just superimpose it onto. Good Lord. So, yeah. At any rate, as far as you know, where do you see the future of this? Because you've taken a major step in your career recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. When was the last time you were on when we were talking the podcast wise? So there's a lot has changed.
Yeah. So I was only on the podcast when we were in the other room. So
Right.
that's why I was actually laughing thinking about this the other day. Hopping on the podcast here, and it'll be probably my last time, you know, in this scenario. But it will be.
Yeah, we're going to be moving again for
Yeah,
the.
I'll be on that one. I'll be
yeah.
on the podcast more. Maybe even have my.
Well,
own
you have
channel,
some big visions, some big goals of what you want to set for 2025. But so what has happened? I know what's happened, but tell the public what you've.
So as of July last year, I purchased into the company and become a partner here at Harvey Goodman, and taken a real drive and position in the leadership here of the company and making some changes. We've been able to restructure our best commission split yet. That's coming to the agents, and we have a lot more announcements here coming up in our February convention. So I'm really excited we didn't lose any of the support to the agents. We still were just dominating in that sense of the amount of support that we're offering the agents. And then also, you know, with the podcast and stuff, even driving more support for the agents who want it in that sense. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to help. One of my interests in getting involved in the leadership of the company was that I've had some success early on, but I also knew how much work it took to get there, and so I just wanted to be able to help other agents do that and to see other agents thrive. And I know how impactful we as real estate agents are to our local communities, and so the more agents that I can build and see them succeed, the better off our communities are for it too, because our agents are so involved in our communities and here locally, and we all spend our money here locally, and everything we do is local here. So I saw a way to be really impactful there, and real estate just quickly became my passion when I got in, and it's just grown every day since then. So
yeah, there was never a doubt that you were going to be a success story in this line of work from the day that you showed up and
yeah, not a doubt in my mind either.
Yeah, I know. Well, you
way.
can just tell the difference
Yeah.
because there's some people think, hey, okay, I don't want to knock the industry, but the level of it's not exactly hard to get into the industry. Now, the exams and everything, you have to study. It's not like you can just sleep through the courses.
Yeah,
and
they are
get
tough
there.
exams, but
you don't have to have a bachelor's degree or master's or anything else. You know, you can go get a real estate license and, relatively affordable as compared to most college degrees.
Oh, yeah,
so there's
absolutely.
some low barriers to entry, but it is a gauntlet to survive in the industry because when you get in, you're the little fish in the big pond, and you have to.
Tough.
Right. Well, but when you came in, your vision, and one thing that I would encourage, especially if those you're considering getting into the industry, the level of selflessness that you bring to the company, just yourself, as far as helping others, that is a key component that is missing in almost every other place that I've ever been or looked at before. Your dedication to helping others succeed, seriously, it helps the company itself like more than you can possibly know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where my heart and passion really are.
Right.
For it all. So and my clients, obviously, everything started with the clients, but
well, the clients for you, but
Yeah.
they are also underneath of the company itself. And when
Right.
we enhance the level of our agents, it grows the level of our company and our professionalism. So
Right.
we've talked about this many times. Maybe this TikTok ban kind of reduces call it the theatrics of
Yeah.
it. Like, I would rather not have to be a successful marketer to be a professional real estate agent. But that has been like the last several years.
Absolutely,
As
yeah.
far as even as AI continues to grow and things, whatever, it's the people that have the biggest names aren't always I don't know what to say it without like being terrible, but they're not always like the most knowledgeable. Right? You run into that so often. It's like,
Yeah.
man, how are they getting that business?
Yeah,
And-
well, on the leadership side of things, we're always looking at how can we support the agents so that they can better support their clients.
Right.
What layers of support can we offer that removes, a major workload or time punch for the agents so they can be more focused on their clients. And, the whole TikTok thing was crazy. How can we, that's almost impossible to support the agents in that way. And then so many agents are just not even comfortable doing that. And so it became really ridiculous that, is this what we're going to have to do to succeed in the industry,
Right.
So.
And we've been like pounding that pavement for the longest time saying, how many people, it always blows my mind of, well, I don't like public speaking. You're a real estate agent.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you mean? It's like the part of the job.
It
You have to
is,
meet the
it is.
general.
But when you turn on the video and the cameras, so many people get uncomfortable. And it is just another learning curve, just like a lot of other things. That's why I tell a lot of the agents is the more you're on video, the more you're on camera. Like we were all really awkward, said, all those things.
I don't know that I've ever done a podcast yet to date that has not had some glitch, some
Yeah.
technical, even just now. I had Instagram.
Yeah, it happens. Life happens. So do you think TikTok's coming back?
I would certainly hope so, and it looks like it says speaking of glitches, it says reconnecting.
We're reconnecting.
So I hope we're still live. Actually, you know what? We might not even be live. Do I think it's coming back though? Let me check and see if we're live. I think it will. I think it has to, as of someone will pick it up, or even if it
Yeah.
doesn't.
I actually, are we still recording?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm going to check. And,
I saw on Facebook the other day, actually, it was like an ad that came through that you could now link. This was before they shut TikTok down. I think it was on Friday evening. You could link your TikTok. You could put your TikTok link on Facebook. And I was shocked. So I actually, at that moment, was thinking, oh, they're not even going to shut this down. It's not going to get that far.
Yeah.
But they obviously did.
Yeah,
so.
we're still live. Just made I shared it and requested or like the stream. So, but yeah, I think even if it's not, it'll be rebranded and it'll be the same platform.
Yeah.
There's a massive demand for it. I have to imagine every single teenager right now is losing their damn mind.
Emma has a TikTok and we didn't say anything to her about it. I'm like, she'll let us know herself. Yeah. And she actually didn't. This morning I asked her because she said something was disconnected. And I was like, oh, you're going to find out what's disconnected.
Yeah.
And she had already known that TikTok got shut down last night at 8:30,
Yeah.
but I was expecting a little bit bigger reaction from her. Yeah,
I would imagine like the high schools are going to be dealing with like withdrawal social media symptoms. Like everyone's going to go to their quiet, safe space room for like the next week of how do we
like the zoo scenes off
Yeah.
of Mean Girls or whatever, just
Yeah.
like chaos in the high schools. Yeah.
if the California wildfires weren't enough, there's going to be like a massive meltdown. That's my bold prediction for the next week. But no, so something will reemerge. It reminds me of unfortunately one of my favorite series as a kid growing up was Top Gear, and it was a car show over by the British broadcasting. They beat the BBC. And one of the hosts got into a fight with I think it was like a cameraman or something, punched him, and then they ended up like getting shut down. And it was like, you know what? The Netflix exists.
Yeah.
There's too many online different. So they got picked up somewhere else.
Yeah.
All they're gonna do is just port this address. It's not gonna be TikTok. It's gonna be TalkTick, and it's gonna whatever. And it's gonna be some stupid name.
Yeah.
And it'll be the exact same platform. So no matter what, it will come back. And even if it doesn't, someone else will do the next big thing. You know,
That's why I wasn't so worried about it, because it wasn't social media shut down in general.
Right.
You know, I expect to see more dances on Instagram and Facebook probably now.
Yeah.
Without TikTok, but something else will either replace it, or we'll just spend more time on other platforms.
Right.
You know, so.
That's all. It'll just take the attention off of, and I love it because now I have one less platform that I need to be present on. Right?
As a real estate agent, and you know, here at the company, I am happy that we've reduced one of the platforms now that we're expected to show up on, especially because, you know, the trends on that one
Right.
are a little harder for, I don't know, they're a little more push against my comfort zone.
Yeah,
What I'm going to do on social media and what I'm going to do, I'm not going to dance too much.
Right.
You know.
And I never would have, but it's funny because I'm a giant nerd. You look around and this stuff is like, well, is it over here, over there, whatever. The silent scope machine, pinball machine, there's jukeboxes, there's all this stuff in this office here. Really fun place to be. But when you say trends, I don't follow them.
Yeah.
I like, you would think
Yeah.
that I would be the person that's like, oh, this is happening this week, whatever. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm too busy doing other stuff. So yeah, it never occurred to me as far as you know, the stuff that everyone else, like I've seen it, but I didn't even know that was trending.
Right.
It's so
right.
I'm really starting to show my age and the gray in the beard at this point. But no, so it's like I said, it's going to be an eventful year. I'm glad that you're at the head of the helm for the company as far as what you're bringing to the company. Certainly anyone that is thinking of getting into the industry, they not just deserve, they need to talk to you. Changing in career from different brokerages or just joining into, you know, getting a license.
Mm-hmm.
You are a wealth of knowledge, a very, very large success story for the Ohio Valley.
I appreciate that.
Right.
And a lot of what we've done is going to help both already experienced agents.
Mm-hmm.
The changes we've made, both agents were affected, the new rookie agents and then the experienced agents. We've made changes on both ends of the board for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what happens for the rest of the year for us.
Yeah, same here. We have any other words of wisdom or anything else that you want to impart?
No, I'm looking to have my own podcast here in the coming months once we are moving locations here. And so that's exciting, the growth of the podcast and just everything that we have to offer here in that sense. And looking forward to the future, your guys' success, the changes you're making too. So.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new podcast studio. So in fact, I think we're going to go, or I'm going to go work on that here momentarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're bringing your own vision to your own stream here shortly. So
Yeah, we might be bringing, we've discussed a channel that focuses more on the local communities too. So my heart's always in that. And so that's really exciting for what could come of that.
yeah, I'm very excited for that to be the next step here. But anyways, sorry guys, we've been live for roughly 20 minutes now. So
Stay safe out in the snow.
Yeah, next time we see you, we might be in a new studio. See you guys.